Hello, 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 everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Biagino, who is not here. By the way, if you are new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing the bell, and hitting the like button. So, how's everyone doing? Tesla rally continued today. Uh, So let's see. I'm going to start giving more and more information on potential things. By the way, if we do get a close below today's low, it is a exit signal for me for remaining stuff. That's just a close below today's low. Other than that, you got to trade with the trend. Trend is your friend. Trend is up. Strong day. Let's see who's here. Excuse me, I had a carbonated beverage during the 3 minutes between really live streams because I was setting it up, and now it's given me the burps. Probably more than you want to know. Tesla, 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 wavy. Glad I practiced patience, finally got my buy signal and got in for a long. Well, that's what you need to do. Follow your signals. Hey, hey, from chilly Santa Cruz. How chilly is it in Santa Cruz? How chilly is it? It's actually warmer here today. We got back to 32 degrees. I think it got to like the 33 or 34, which is better than zero. Zero, and that's not Celsius. That is Fahrenheit. I do not like cold weather, by the way. I will take Tesla to my full advantage this year as long as volatility is here. I will continue to trade it daily. Oh, there you go. Tesla, what a day. Love it. Everybody loves the up days. Hey, Ken, welcome to this live stream also. Good afternoon. This thing will get juiced up pre-earnings. I think it can still keep going. Just got to track my signals 65-ish. I wish it was 65-ish. I'll take 65-ish in January. Oh, crazy. It was minus 20 Celsius yesterday in Toronto, and today is 0 Celsius. At least you're back to zero. Well, that's 0 Celsius 32. So we're roughly this, I actually like Toronto weather better than I do Chicago. I actually do. I love Toronto as a city. Climate change is real. Don't get me started on climate change. You don't want to hear my opinions. Let's see. Let's get to Tesla, though. So, Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. It can snow a lot here. Yesterday, last year, we all got it in like a period of. It wasn't snowy until we got to February, and then I had snowbanks. Boy, I had to pull out the roof rake. We had so much snow, you had to pull it off the roof. Let's see, there are snowbanks taller than me, and I'm 6 feet. So that's yeah. Chicago's hit or miss. You can get a moderate year of just 30, 36 inches, and then you can get a major year 60 to 70 inches. It's not like snow when I was out in Colorado and stuff, but it's snow, and it's just yucky. It's just yuck. Ugh, I hate snow. Do not like cold weather. Don't ask me why I'm here. Let's see. I don't mind the cold. I hate cold. I just can't deal with it. I'm cold. I'm cold below 70. I used to love living in Arizona. So now let's get to some analysis. Analysis. This is a great learning day again. I want to go on a little rant real quick because I get messages. And I think it ties into what we were talking yesterday with scotomas and only, a reinforcement bias and everything else. Because I get messages saying, you said it was topping, it was going down because you had a double top pattern. Okay, and I'm like, they were referring to the pattern yesterday, this double top right here, which I took off today because it didn't confirm or trigger. I want to go through something for newer people. You have patterns, okay? You have potential patterns. Those are patterns when they're setting up. A potential pattern is just a potential pattern. Okay, you like this double top with the gap up became a triple and it was no more. It didn't trigger just because something's a potential. And just because I say there's a potential double top or potential double bottom doesn't mean I'm bullish or bearish. It means there's a potential pattern on the chart. Then there's the confirmation of the pattern. A confirmation of a double means you trade below it. We never got to trade below it. Now, some people can aggressively want to take a confirmation of a pattern and trade that confirmation. That's fine. But at least you have to wait till it's confirmed. And then there is a trigger. And a trigger is, and it can be different for different patterns, but a trigger actually triggers the pattern. It's when you'd go long or short. And just because you have a potential pattern doesn't mean anything other than it's a potential pattern to watch for. Remember, we analyze both sides of the market. So you're prepared. And then if it confirms, you have another step. And then if it triggers, you have another step. So just because you have something out there does not mean that it's bullish or bearish. If it never even confirms and or triggers, it's nothing. It drives me crazy when people think just because I point out a pattern that's a potential that they think I'm one way or another. And I've said, you got to go with the right now the trend is still up. I gave it another little thing that if we close below today's low on a closing basis, it would be for me it's get out of the rest of my longs. Right now, again, let's go through the gap stuff too. There's some great plays today. I put a couple screenshots. I was really busy today. But again, gap up, you put on your harmonics from the closing price, and everybody who's longer term here knows this by now, but it's always good to review. Where do we pull back to? 50 to 62 and a half, rotation back up. Never got the close below the 62 and a half. We never get the close below the 62 and a half. Are we looking for the gap fill? No. So until that happens, where are you watching for? You can watch for this. If we base near the top, then it's just like those momentum bars. You just take the breakout. If you pull back to 50 to 62 and a half and never close below the 62 and a half, you watch for rotation back up. Rotation entry right here. Then coming on up, we had the next cluster area. We had the 1097, then we had the 1099.75 area. You see, couldn't close above it right there. You still raise your bars here. You're still watching in case it does close below the new 262 and a half. You can then watch for a potential gap fill, and it does happen. Sometimes you will raise it up, then you will get weakness, and it will close below there, and then you can still watch for the gap fill over to, even if not that day, the next day or so. You see here coming back down, where to come back down to? Look at this, 50% level. Watch this 50% level, and you had the prior resistance becoming support with the 50% level. Yes, this was not a double bottom. Why? Because it was not a potential double bottom. Let me get my language correct. Because the move reversed, it would have had to start from up here. These targets reversed more. I'll show you. So we're having a systematic approach. See here? Targets reversing more than the candle bodies. No potential. Turning into a triple, but just basing sideways, never getting below, never rotating back below and closing below here. Moving up and then just marching on through this next cluster area. And then end of the day, again, you have to keep raising it. I'm not going to keep going through that with the harmonics. But you got the last little push higher. By the way, here are your longer term, but let me go into something else first. Why do I have these little short term ones? Because at the end of the day, look at this. We broke out again after lunch, and watch for the resumption, the trend resumption move. We always switch to the 15-minute, and you see here, basing sideways during lunch, never closing below the 15-minute. And people who've been longtime followers here know I switched to late morning and through lunch to the 15-minute rotation back up, never closing below the 15-minute rotation zone. Why did I do this little swing going into the end? Because I don't want a super long swing going into the end of the day when we don't have much upside potential. I mean, we were up, nearly 4%. We were up at one point like 4% on the day. Huge day, especially comparing it to even anything else. So you just run it up, and then I'm looking for harmonics, especially to raise stops and or take intraday profits at the end of the day. So this was the most recent swing to this little pausing area. You can see right there on the 5 minute, giving me my 11-12-90 and 11-15 area coming right up there and then rotating back down. Now we go with the longer swings because we're resetting the day. Just some little tips there. So longer term swings with resetting the day, we have to go with the 1 hour for the pausing bar there. So there's your longer swing. And the most recent swing for the bigger ones, you can use this one. And that's going to give me my targets for tomorrow to the upside. Then I see people typing in there, I'll get to those. We have the 62.5 level. Remember, 62.5 on this decline, that's key for me. Get a close above there, then I'm really watching for a return to these high areas. Before that, we have a cluster there. So 122 is definitely a stop raise area tomorrow. 130 to 133. Let me zoom in. I can't see that real well. 130. Let's see, about 130 to 131. Sorry, that's the key level I'm using tomorrow. 130 to 131. Then 148 to 151 are all my levels to the upside. I'm going to focus on this cluster because it's right by the breakdown area. On a pullback, first little area I'm watching now is about this 195 area. I'll keep an eye on 1100 where it's a little resistance shelf right here becoming support. But if we break below that, I'm watching the bottom of the top of the rotation zone. We break below that, I'm at 1078. If we break below that, let's see where we are in the 4 hour. Yeah, that 1078 is key. And then even this 1072, and then I'd watch for the gap fill because you got the separation of the rotation zones and you got a couple key levels down there. And remember, also, we're into this clear path move right here. It's actually an advanced clear path move because we have this pausing area right there. But there's not any stopping points until you get to this cluster area right there. Those stopping points you can really see on this little 1 hour chart right around in here. Potential stopping point before you get to the full target area up here around this 1160. So there's your Tesla analysis, not yet overbought on the daily. Getting closer to overbought on the 4 hour, but not overbought yet. Little mini divergence forming on the 1 hour, but this is just the first divergence. Now also remember to keep an eye on notes and the NASDAQ, because if we get rollover in the NASDAQ again, it could potentially weigh heavily. It will cause Tesla to swim more upstream. Let's see. Let's see. Lots of comments. Gotta go where the climate suits your clothes. Gotta go where the climate suits your clothes. Yeah, I wish I could be out of here. And where the water tastes like wine. I'm right there. I'm right there. Hello, 42 Lou. Let's see. New line in the sand. What's up, guys? Hey, Amit, Mike, the man, the myth, and the legend. I don't know if I'm a myth. I'll take legend. We'll go with legend. I'm a legend in my own mind. Take a look at the call volume as well. It's starting to light up. Yeah, it is starting to light up. I don't have that trading platform up right now. It'll take too long to load. We can take a look if you remind me at the calls tomorrow, but it's starting to pick up again. So we shall see again. Have they revised this one yet? Nope, still the 27th on this platform. Thanks. The 113 traded today at the 1100s. Yeah. Do you have the 1150s and 1200s in front of you? The volume wavy? I just don't have that other platform open. Mike, when you look at the options table, you said vol open interest, yet we don't know if it was sold or bought at that strike. Is the assumption bought when it comes to gamma squeeze? Again, you're a lot more. Yes, volume takes into account bought and sold. Okay, but and you have that huge, but you're taking a gamma squeeze just because a lot of stuff is opened, left opened, and closed towards the end of today, and then you can always watch your open interest once it's printed overnight. You can watch to see what the biggest open interest strikes are. But because you get so much opened up and then not closed right away, you can get the gamma squeezes. Because it's not like somebody opens it and then closes it, a lot of the options a minute later. So you get a big rash of options going off in the morning. They're not, some of them will be unwound as it goes on, but it starts generating that hedging aspect because you get a ton of options opened in a certain window, and that has to be hedged against. And so even when those are closed, you already have that gamma kicking in and then those deltas kicking in. So even when they're closed, yeah, it unwinds a little of the market maker's hedge, but you have that momentum going for you, and that momentum also lights up gamma at higher strikes. So it's sort of a ripple effect. Okay? Hope that answered your question. Uh, Wavy, did you confirm 26th of Jan as earnings report? Wavy's looking at that again. Wavy, 1150 calls 80K, 1200 40K. So yeah, really focused. Tomorrow today we're at 11:06. I watched for a call volume lighten up in the morning about 11:20s to 11:30s, and then rolling into 11:50s if it starts taking at 11:20s and 30s. Mike, your rants when you first started talking about Tesla are legend. I still have a lot of Tesla rants left in me. We should just start calling Mike Gravy. They're already anticipating 11:50s to trade by end of the week. Uh, the open interest is not real time. Open interest is updated at the end of the day at some point after the close. I don't have the exact time when it's updated. It's not updated real time. I wish it was updated real time. That would make it a lot easier. Okay. So the earnings report is not confirmed. Best date we have is the 27th January, but we've not set in stone. It doesn't matter. What if it's the 26th, the 27th, the 28th? Doesn't matter at this point. I mean, it's days. We're what, the 12th? We have plenty of trading days before then. Yeah, the Tesla will announce it. Only 10 trading days or so. Well, it's still 2 weeks, essentially, of trading days. We got a lot of time before the earnings. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the 27th. So if it was the 26th, it'd be 9, 10, 11. So it's going to be somewhere in there, 9, 10, or 11 trading days. Plenty of time for Tesla to do a lot of damage to the upside. We already got the numbers for deliveries and production, so it will be a beat. I'm really interested in the conference call, and then I'm interested in the official earnings release in print afterwards. That's what I'm really interested in because the devil's in the details with the numbers they print, especially non-GAAP. The devil's really in the details when you dissect their numbers at the end of the day, not when you. But I also like to hear what they say on the call. Uh, just no, we're not gonna do that. 42. Don't. Like with all the time to spend on the spawn, you think you'll buy the car or solar or power walls? I will never touch a power wall or solar from Tesla in my life, even if it was offered to me free. B, I will not own one of their cars. I have owned electric cars before, and I'm in the market for another one. It will not be a Tesla. I will be buying another EV this summer. Did anybody read the article about Ford salesman telling a customer you'd be better off buying a Tesla? I did not see that article. Uh, do you think Tesla will test previous low next week? Previous low. Which low? Which low are you referring to, Michael? Are you talking about this low? Are you talking about this low? Which low are you talking about? I don't know which low. I don't think, unless we get the NASDAQ slaughtered again, I don't see a ton of downside in Tesla at the moment. I'll be a little more comfortable once it closes above the 62.5. I mean, we had Tesla definitely outperformed, and with the volume lighting up again and earnings coming up, unless the Nasdaq gets absolutely hammered or very negative news comes out about Tesla, something breaks, that will shift for me. But until that happens, I gotta remain in the bull camp. The 884 low, I don't think that's in play again, unless very bad news comes out or the Nasdaq just gets slaughtered. I don't see that in play right now. Before earnings, I don't see it in play. We don't have a sell signal yet. We don't have anything. I mean, the only take profit sell signal would be on a close below today's low, but that can keep rationing higher, and that's just a short term take profit. Is it possible for Tesla to hit all-time high given the most recent macro TA on the market and Nasdaq possibly not hit it? Yes, it is possible. Unless the Nasdaq absolutely gets slaughtered. I love the Taycan. The Taycan is beautiful. Yeah, as I said, on negative news, that's in play. I just don't have anything warranting to target that right now. Unless somebody has a crystal ball that can say if there's negative news coming out. And if there's negative news, that's also why we do the upside and downside. Uh, let's see. Why won't I buy a Tesla? I don't like the quality. I think there's much better EVs for the money at this point. The insurance rates are through the roof to insure. Again, the quality is not there. And I think I can get a lot better quality EV elsewhere. I don't like cars built in tents. I'm glad. I've driven in them. I don't particularly like them. I'd go for a Taycan first. So we shall see. And I'm not going to pay. I mean, I looked at insuring a Taycan versus a Model 3. It was cheaper for me to insure a Porsche Taycan than a Model 3. And the Taycan was a hell of a lot more expensive. So let's put it that way. And I don't have a bad driving record. I pretty much have, I mean, on my 2-year-old car, gas car I drive now, my insurance is 400 or 500 something a year. And a Model 3, which would be cheaper than the car I drive now, came in at over 2,000 a year. So 4 times my insurance premiums on a cheaper car? No, not gonna do it. So that's that's another killer. And I know too many people who have Teslas that had something go wrong, and I know a lot of people who have Teslas. And I've had too many people. My car's been in the shop for 4 months. My car's been in the shop. But one guy had a suspension issue under warranty, and he hasn't had his car back in 7 months now. I can't do that. I'm not going to have them sit on the car for 7 months. There's no way. So, yeah, the insurance around here is just crazy and why are you bullish on Tesla if you don't like the car? I told you, I'm not married to a stock. It's a stock. It's a great trading stock. It's great for technical analysis. Why do I have to be bullish? Why do I have to like the car to trade the stock? I don't understand that. I don't. It's a stock to me. Let's say I'd like to shop at Lowe's versus Home Depot. Does that mean I can't trade Home Depot? Or let's say I particularly like Home Depot. I don't like Lowe's that much to shop there, but I'll trade either one of them. They're both stocks. If Lowe's is a better trading stock than Home Depot, I'm going to trade Lowe's versus Home Depot. I'm not going to go, boy, I don't like Home Depot as much to shop in, so I'm not going to trade the stock. If I like Coke versus Pepsi, do I not trade, Frito-Lay who owns Pepsi? Do I just trade Coke? No. I trade whatever I want to trade. And volatility and price action, and it's interesting. There's always something to talk about. I don't have to like this cars. I mean, the quality ratings on them aren't high. I mean, that's just a factual statement. I don't, but you can love the car all you want. Doesn't matter to me. Drive what car you want. Drive what car makes you happy. I've never told anybody don't drive a Tesla. I don't need to drive a Tesla. There's lots of cars I don't want to drive. There's lots of cars I do want to drive. It doesn't matter. So yeah, Tesla's not a fundamentally traded stock. It's a hyper growth stock. Valuations currently mean nothing. Well, all right, you know how many people have been short? I don't hate it so much. I just don't like the quality of the car. And by the way, there's a time to short a stock. There's been some great short signals in Tesla. There isn't one now. There will be again. They'll be as tradable to the upside and downside. There are people who trade puts here all the time. Who's traded a put against Tesla in here? If you want to admit it, I know there are. Tesla is the best momentum stock with messy patterns, always moves in either direction. That's what we trade. We trade what you don't have to be married. You don't have to buy every product you trade. Sometimes you do. Like if I trade Apple, I'm sitting here, I have two Apple computers in front of me and I'll trade Apple, but does that mean I won't do Microsoft? Microsoft's in my portfolio. So it's and I don't like Microsoft stuff besides Word and Excel, which I have to use, especially Excel, which I think is a great spreadsheet program. But look, I like Mac products better than I like Microsoft operating system. But do I trade Microsoft? Yeah. Why wouldn't I? It's This is what I don't get. People get married to something like, especially with Tesla. People think if you don't like the Tesla car, if it's not for you, you can't trade the stock. Why? Why is that? I don't understand. We trade, yeah, and again, just Dave put it. We trade our price action, not our biases. So it's the volatility, and it's good to trade. There's always something going on with the stock. It's very, I mean, occasionally you'll see the thumbnail of boring, boneheaded day. And personally, I don't like the way what Elon puts out on Twitter and everything else, but that doesn't matter. I'm still going to trade the stock. I'm still going to analyze the stock. What's frustrating is you can't even talk about the stock. That's why it's the stock that cannot be named on the other live stream, because the moment I mention the name, it gets demonetized because it's that controversial. Dan, let's see, what did you say, Dan? Tesla Bull owns zero Teslas, 11 ICE cars. Well, there you go. See, Dan's in here all the time. He's a Tesla Bull. You don't even have to own a Tesla to be a Tesla Bull. I've shorted Tesla many times and profited. See the wavy and wavy. What are you today? Are you bullish today? Yep. Yes, when you take a short, and just because I don't like certain things, it doesn't mean. Look, there are people who've been short for and got their face ripped off. There's a time and place for shorts, and today is not one of them. So Good point with the Apple and stuff. You sound like a bear when I hopped on. Yeah. Look, this is why, I'll get into stuff because rants are fun and everything else, but you're here to analyze a market and you're here to trade. You're not here to like everything or dislike everything about any company. You're here to trade. That's what it's about. Or you're here to invest, whatever your time horizon is. And I think there's major downside risks, especially with Elon still at the helm of Tesla, because he can go off on this stuff. There's three-letter agencies still investigating Tesla, so there's downside risk to this, and those are just factual statements. But we're going to trade what is. And if bad news comes out or stuff blows up, we're going to manage our positions, and there might be shorts. If it keeps going up through earnings, it keeps going up through earnings, you take advantage of it. That's what you do. Let's see. Then we'll wrap this up for today. I like Victoria's Secret on my wife. I would trade it if it was worth it, but I'm not going to wear her lingerie. See, they're very good. I'm glad you're not going to wear her lingerie, Dave. That I will sleep well tonight. He's a bear on some days and a bull on others. Yeah. If it means to be bearish, then I'm bearish. If it means to be bullish, I'm bullish. This is raw analysis, analyzing both sides critical, and we appreciate Mike's opinions, even if everyone may not agree. And I'm not asking anybody to agree. I'm not asking anybody the whole point to this is to learn and to analyze and to have a game plan to analyze markets. You can have different entry signals than me. You can have different exit signals than me. I'm just trying to teach you what I know and what works. That's it. Funny thing is, I haven't bought a share of Tesla in forever and never sold a share, but I do love my car. Well, there you go. Like, Lou's not even really trading Tesla, but he loves his car and he's here. So there you go. You got people from all different walks of life, everything here to learn something, period. And even if you don't trade Tesla, you just want to learn how to do technical analysis, Tesla's a great stock to learn how to do technical analysis with. So why not do it? I don't care if you never trade a share of it in your life. Thanks for the analysis. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So there, you got Mike on the soapbox today. Have a good night. Well, there'll always be opportunities. Even if it goes down, there'll be great opportunities to the downside. That's all we want. So, I'm not going to put up some of these comments. I will talk to everyone later. And then see, 42's Lou is here to get himself educated. Educated. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, GA. Hope everybody continues to tune in. As always, thank you, 42 Lou. I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. I wonder how many people I'll have ticked off tonight. Thanks, Michael. Bye for now.